to the Paper Snob. This is Tara. Today I'm going to be working on Scraplift Crafternoon. This is a group of fun ladies who are amazing creators, and every week we choose a new layout from another creator to scraplift. Sometimes we scraplift one of our own for their birthday, like we did twice in the month of June. But for the month of July, we have all new lifts from various creators, and this layout, which I will put up here in the corner for you, is from Marcia Dehn-Nix. I'm really hoping I pronounced her name correctly. She made a beautiful layout and she used a pre-printed background. This one, as a matter of fact, from Vicki Boutin. Believe this is from Vicki Boutin's Let's Wander, and I recognized it the minute I saw it, and I'm like, you know what, I have not used this yet. And guess what, it goes with this Spectrum sherbet that I've been trying to make myself use up. So I have also pulled in this stripe piece of pattern paper from Jen Hadfield's brand new collection, Flower Child. It's in my July counterfeit kit, but it's a scrap at this point, so I just cut it down. This is 3 by 12 inches. And then this piece of pattern paper here is actually from here. This is the front side. And there's a butterfly on Marcia's layout, and I figured I might cut a few butterflies out of this. That was just too gorgeous to cut into tags. Now I have already used my Cameo to cut some tags. They are roughly 3.5 by almost 6 inches. Looks like they're about, I don't know, little over a quarter of an inch short of 6 inches. And then I'll have to get something for a title and something for fibers. I don't have fibers in my stash, so I'll be using a ribbon of some sort. Maybe that piece will come in. Maybe I'll have something else. I need to look through my ribbon stash, but this is kind of what I have chosen to pull out. These are photos of me on my birthday in 2016, and so I'm just going to go ahead and get started. Be right back. So I really don't have to do any mixed media at all since I'm using a pre-printed background. Right now I'm just going to lay out these tags so I can kind of eyeball where they're going to end up, and then I'm going to distress them with my Tim Holtz distressor. As you can see, they didn't actually cut perfectly from my Cameo. Sometimes it does that, and this is super thick paper, so I probably should have adjusted my settings just a little bit. Anyway, it didn't matter because I knew that I was going to be distressing them with this tool. Initially, I wasn't actually going to rough up the edges of this striped paper because it's really not going to show that much underneath those tags. You're just going to kind of see that it has a presence there. But I went ahead and did it anyway, just for the sake of continuity. And, you know, frankly, I like roughing up paper, so I just did it anyway. So because I know this video is not going to be super long, I decided not to cut out my glue down process entirely because it's going to be a short video. And so I just went ahead and I used my quick dry glue for that striped piece of paper, and now I'm going to add some fun foam to the back of each tags. I am not sure whether or not the original creator had put it on her layout or not because I have not watched her video. Bad me, I'll do that later, but I want a little bit of that depth. Now she used what looked like a punched border from pattern paper, and I'm just using this laser die cut that looks like lace for my border at the bottom of that striped paper. It's a good way to use up those longer borders, and you know, I hadn't used a single one of them yet, and I wanted to make sure that I used at least one. So note, my tags are not centered perfectly on that striped piece of paper. There is a reason for that, and the reason for that is I know that my floral cluster on the left side is going to hang out over quite a bit on that side, so I'm leaving room for that. And now I am going to go ahead and rough up my photo edges as well. Now I know some of you probably are gasping as you see me rough up these photo edges. I do this all the time, especially on photos that I have printed myself. So here's my take on that. I have the digital files for those. If I mess up a photo, I can reprint it. I also really like roughing up the edges of the ones that I print because my photo paper is really thick and they rough up nicely. So I did switch the first and the last photo around a little bit because I needed more space on the photo for that cluster that you saw me lay down. And now I am going to fussy cut the butterflies that I'm going to use on this layout. I'm going to fussy cut this large orange one, and then I'm going to fussy cut out two of the smaller ones as well. So what you see me doing is just pulling out the two small ones that I'm going to use. I'm getting them off the pattern paper as a whole because since they're so small, I want to have a better control over them, and I feel like I can do that better if I cut them out and then fussy cut them from that little border that I left around the butterflies. Fussy cutting isn't a hard thing for me to do. I actually enjoy fussy cutting. I know some of you absolutely despise fussy cutting. It doesn't bother me at all, especially if there's not a lot of detail. Sometimes the flowers that I have fussy cut have a lot of detail, and you will find that I will cut out some of that detail when I fussy cut them just because it's too detailed. But these butterflies are relatively easy, and because they're on a pattern paper that has the color of the butterfly around them, I don't have to be extra fussy about fussy cutting them. So next I'm going to go ahead and pull out my title. This is a set of thickers that I am trying to use up. I am running out of letters. As you will see, I will have to mix uppercase and lowercase in the word birthday, and I'm okay with that. So my husband did tell me that my title was wrong. He said it should have said birthday girly, and that is because he calls me his birthday girl, or he calls me his girly, and so because I didn't write girly, it's wrong. That's funny. You just saw me create an A, a lowercase a from a B, and turn it upside down. That is an easy way to Frankenstein your letters if you need a letter that you have run out of. And so that is why I did that. For the most part, I have most of my letters, and I am okay with the mix of fonts because I feel like it creates a little bit of a fun visual illusion for you. While looking in my ribbon drawer, I discovered I had some kind of fiber-ish trims that I could use. These are all from Webster Pages, and I got those in one of their very first warehouse boxes a long time ago, and I have quite a few of the ribbons left over, so I was quite happy to find some funky trim because they're not really fibers, they're more of a trim. So I am going to be adding journaling on my layout with those two tags that you just saw me lay down, and now I'm going to stop and I am going to start gluing some things down. All right, I have got everything glued down. I popped up my butterflies in the center with foam adhesive and flipped up their wings. I did draw some little butterfly trails out kind of like she had on her layout with the bees, I outlined all of my tags in black pen, as well as my photos. I like doing that sometimes because it gives it just that pop that it needs to kind of separate the colors in your mind and let your eyes rest as you look. I also tied all of my little trims and got that all taken care of as well. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. Make sure that you check that description box below my video. There will be a collaborative playlist for you to click on, and that way you can watch everybody who is participating this week in our weekly Scraplift Crafternoon. Have a great rest of your Sunday.